talking about, yeah. Ooh, so sit back, take a seat, and you gon' have to pardon my peace. Tell me how you like it, I know you excited. You gon' have to pardon my peace. You know we be vibing, all of you invited. We gon' get it pardon my peace. It's where you need to be, we got the latest tea. Don't get this game for free, yeah. We just speaking the truth, so sit back, take a seat, and you gon' have to pardon my peace.
Welcome to Pardon My Peace podcast. I am Danielle and Mrs.
I am Shay.
Welcome.
We are so excited to be here. We're so excited to finally start our podcast because Danielle, what was it? Last year we talked about this. So this isn't even new for us. We talked about starting our podcast last year. I mean, we laid down the foundation. We found the name. We were doing the social media. We were doing it all. And we had a different name, which was what? Clearly confused. Well, this year, 2025.
We ain't confused in 2025. Not at all. Know what's going on.
We do.
So we had to change
We had to change the name.
And we are all about our peace. Don't disturb it. Don't mess with it. Pardon it. Step around it. Because we about minding our business.
Exactly.
And keeping our peace.
Yes.
Okay? Because I am head usher of Mind My Business Ministries. And it's quite peaceful over there.
It's very peaceful. I love it there. Like,
so
oh my gosh, I love it there to the point where, ooh, it's kind of scary how much I love it there.
And it's hard to leave.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
It is comfortable.
It's very comfortable. Feels great.
It does.
It feels great. So I am so excited to ask Danielle some questions. It's like we're going to be interviewing each other. So that's what we're going to do today.
Introduction to
Danielle. And then next week it'll be me. I'm so excited. This is fun. So I have yes, I'm just going to start off with the question, Danielle. So I was just contemplating thinking this because y'all know Shay. I had so many questions that I wanted to ask you. I had like 20 something questions.
You do the most.
I do the most. I was just really excited about this. So it doesn't mean I'm not going to ask you all these questions eventually through the podcast. But today I was like, we only need to do like a few. So my first question is, Danielle, you spent so much time, so much of your life pouring into your family and your children. And now that you're in a space where you're more focusing on yourself, what's one thing you've learned about who you are outside of being a wife and a mother?
So we're just diving right in, just into the deep end.
Your girl.
Like, I don't even feel like I'm in a pool. I'm in the sea. Okay. One thing I've learned about myself. Wow.
It's a really good question.
It is. It's a great question.
Yeah.
I got married young. Obviously. Too young. Don't do it. But then jumped right into kids and motherhood. Let me say it this way. In becoming a wife and a mom, I put everyone before me. And what I learned is that is a horrible idea.
A very horrible idea.
It's a horrible idea and it doesn't work because I was always empty. And I really learned the truth behind the saying that you can't give from an empty cup and you have to pour into yourself first. And so I've learned, even over just this last year, that I'm a social person because I used to always think I wasn't. I'm fun. Also thought I wasn't. And I care a lot. Like in the journal that we're doing together, one of the questions was, what's one thing that you wish other people knew about you? And I put down that how much I care, because I really do care about other people. And it gets confused sometimes, but that really is something that I even just had to learn about myself.
Yeah.
And that a lot of the things that I used to do in my past was to protect myself because I did care so much.
Yeah.
So now I've learned that I can care and I can take care of myself, not protect myself.
Absolutely. Ooh, I like that answer.
That a good answer?
Was good. And just to piggyback off of what Danielle said, it's been so many things, but one of the things also when she said that, when she's like, she wished people did know, was I remember this was just like what last year, I believe, right? Anyways, I think it was last year where I had my birthday party at you and her and Thomas's place, her husband. And it was because of her that I had a birthday party, right? And she was like, I'll do it for you. You can have it at my house. She like bought the balloon. It was just, I felt so loved, by the way. And that's just one of the many things to show, like, she does care about people. And then I see the way she is with her family, her children, and just people in general. So I do have to attest to that. And I do think that more of the world does need to see that. So thank you, Danielle, for being such a beautiful friend to me. I really do appreciate you. I do.
Thank you for loving me.
Of course. I love you so much. Okay, now my next question is, what's a fear or an insecurity that you've recently overcome, and now and how did you push through it?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'm gonna say one fear is just having that question asked.
I know. Like, what? You want me to answer
The biggest thing, which I'm sure you knew I was gonna say, was my body dysmorphia. And I know you hate it, but it is something that I recently got over. Really. Like, I have had trouble with my body image for pretty much my whole life. And it was actually just last year that I started, okay, I have to admit, being honest and vulnerable and transparent.
Absolutely.
I started looking in the mirror naked, looking at myself, complimenting myself, saying how good I look and the things that I liked about my body, and then getting on the scale. Because when I would get on the scale first and then look at my body, I would find all of the things that were wrong with it because the number was too big and I didn't like the number for whatever reason. And having to like intentionally make that a practice, it really has changed the way that I look at myself and I look at the number. Because, yeah, I was very insecure about my body, no matter how many people told me whatever they wanted to tell me in my mind every time. Oh my God, Danielle, you look so good. Lies.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Lies. It did
And
not
she
matter.
would even say I was lying, and it was like genuine. Like, even now when she came over, my nail lady was here, and she couldn't stop looking at her. And she walked in with this fierce red hair, this beautiful attitude. She's gorgeous. Not that anybody cares, but she looks good naked. Like, so and I think we all have to adjust to like be like, we're hard on ourselves. The world makes us depict our bodies, ourselves, everything apart, right? And then we go and get cut up and do all this stuff, which is fine. Do what we want, but we're beautiful people, and Danielle's gorgeous. She's sexy. She's hot. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. And she has 2 babies. Okay.
I've also worked on just saying
thank you
and not calling you a liar.
Exactly.
So kudos to me.
Because when she calls me a liar, she's lying to herself and she's projecting her own insecurities, which is why I asked that question.
And you were right.
I know, my friend.
And that is, so, and it's built up my confidence in so many other areas. Like, I declared last year, and I am walking into it more and more every day. I am unfuckwithable. Okay? I am unfuckwithable. Is it a word? It should be.
It's
really,
your word.
I can just walk into anywhere and be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Because really, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Exactly.
I'm meaner to myself and have been meaner to myself than anybody could ever be mean to me. So what am I afraid of? Why am I trying to be like timid or whatever the case? Like, no, try me.
I love it.
Try me. With love, I'll tell you to have several seats. Mm-hmm. Because, the words cannot penetrate my soul.
There you go.
Because I know who I am. I know whose I am.
That part.
What?
That part.
And yeah, I know that I'm loved and I love myself.
Yeah.
So it's all
I love
of
it.
those
And it's
things.
just continuous growth.
It
Like,
is.
and that it's going to get better and better. So thank you for sharing that. Now, my next question is, Danielle, if you could delete one chore from ever having to do it ever again, what would it be?
Dishes.
And why?
Dishes. No. That's actually a hard one. Laundry. Yeah, laundry. I hate folding laundry. If I never had to fold laundry again in my life, I would be happier. Like if somebody walked in and said, Danielle, you know what? I'm going to give you a lifetime membership to the Fluff and Fold, the nearest one. Like my level of joy
Yeah.
would level up.
Unmatched.
Just like, I love you.
It would be unmatched.
It really would be unmatched because who the hell wants to fold clothes? Her.
And it's not like I'm obsessed with it, but it's so awful. It's therapeutic for me. It's very therapeutic to
Never have I ever heard someone call folding laundry therapeutic.
Well, you know what else, Danielle? You have a double, triple the laundry that I have. And I take so much pride in what not to wash, what to wash, the colors, what I'm taking to the dry cleaners. And then I can get home, watch TV, put on some music, put on a podcast, listen to the Bible, something, a book that I'm reading, and just fold those clothes and put them in the drawer nice and neat. I find joy in that. Actually, it's very therapeutic.
if you ever
Cleaning
wanna
is
come
very
over,
therapeutic for me as well.
if you
But you
ever
know
want
that.
to come over and fold my clothes,
You should tell me. I'll definitely come fold your clothes.
stop it.
I'm serious. I fold Shayla. I fold all. She had like, I'm not even being dramatic, about 10 black bags of laundry that she couldn't get to. She has 2 children. She's doing it alone, and I went and helped her, and we got through all of those bags. Now, when I went over there, I ain't gonna lie, I saw that and I was a little discouraged. I said, "How long be here?" But it felt good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you have such a beautiful soul that I know that being able to help someone makes it even better.
It makes
for
it worth
you.
your while.
It does.
Yeah. And I'm so blessed. I have such great friends. So, anywho, we can go on forever, Danielle. So I like this one. This is a fun one. Okay, I know I got all deep. So Danielle, what is a song that instantly turns you into a whole different person when it comes on? I don't know why I asked that question. I know what mine is.
I mean, one song.
Yeah, just give me one song that just comes to your mind
I
that
can't-
instantly turns you to a whole different woman, whole different person when it comes on. Like,
I don't know about one song, but I can tell you that one group,
what was this group?
the City Girls. Play the City Girls, and
Yes.
take me back to my 20s, okay?
Yes.
I am back there. I am dropping it like it's hot, pretending like I haven't had 2 hip surgeries
Yeah.
because I just, and I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone, but it is that one. It even even thinking about it takes me back to like just getting dressed and ready in my room. And even married, like Thomas, when he would come home and we're about to go somewhere, he would know like the level I'm about to be on if he heard City Girls playing in the bathroom.
Already know.
Already knew.
You can't have a woman.
Already knew.
No. On her girls' trips while she's doing her makeup, whatever she's doing, she's gonna put on when she's working out by herself. She's in her zone. Like, it's just some songs or a group or something that can just turn you to a whole new person. Like, and I love it. I just love the freedom
In
of
the
that.
car, I start.
And I love it when we're by
I start running in
ourselves.
the car like I'm
Yeah,
not
like
in
a
the-
whole different
Like I'm
person.
not in my mom's car. I just be like, windows up because it's too loud when the windows are down. But I drive sometimes with my foot up on the dashboard, leaning back like, just listen to the City Girls. Today it was Doechii, Dreamville. So, fun fact about Danielle, I love hip hop. Like, people don't really understand, and they're very surprised when they come and see my recents in my Apple Music, because it's like hip to the hip to the hippity hip 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 hop. Okay.
Don't stop.
Like,
The bang bang.
I love it. I know the words. I know.
She knows it all.
I do.
You do. I'm actually shocked. And I'm going to go to the next question, and then I'm going to bookmark because I want to come back to what I really want to say. I'm actually shocked at the level of songs, hip hop music that she knows. It actually makes me feel like
That's why
I don't know as much as that's what I was going to go back to. But I'm going to ask her this last question before we get off topic. So Danielle, this is my last and final question for today.
Okay.
Of course, there are going to be more. But so I always got to type everything back in with God, because that is the lover of my life, and I know the anchor of your soul. And I say that because I'm like, I've been around you for years. Me and Danielle been knowing each other for years, and with everything that has happened in your life with Parker and the way that you have went about that with your son and his sickle cell, I wanted to ask, like, how has that shaped and made your relationship with God so unshakable, with just everything that you went with your oldest son Parker and his sickle cell disease? I know it's a deep question.
That is a deep question. Yeah. I tell everyone, like, and I don't even think people really realize how serious I am when I say that having Parker changed my life. Every single aspect of my life.
Chill.
And it took my relationship with God, like, there were ups and downs, because don't know if I've told you before, probably have, but it was the first Sunday of 2015. I was in church crying, like, because I had been trying to get pregnant, and I was just like, God, if you let me have a baby, I will give him back to you. Like, please. And then I found out I was pregnant. I was so happy. 3 weeks after Parker was born, I got the call finding out that Parker had sickle cell disease. And I was so angry. I was so angry with God, because I'm like, how could you do, like, I thought you were giving me, like, I thought we had a moment.
I thought we had an agreement.
I thought we had an agreement.
I thought we was on the same page.
That, like, this was going to be, like, this was going to be your son, my son. We was going to do this together and all of that jazz. Hindsight being what it is, I now see that is exactly what happened. It is exactly what happened. And my relationship with God took a dip for a moment, but I had to hold on and grow my faith through the journey of mothering Parker. And now he is 9, January 31st, 2025. He turned 9, and he is sickle cell free. No more sickle cell disease. He had a bone marrow transplant in 2023, which changed my life. Like, so many parts of my journey with Parker turned my perspective around. And I mean, honestly, it's part of what has me so unfuckwithable right now. Like, I've been through the ringer. I've been condemned. I've been criticized, ridiculed, in just people coming at me as a mother from ignorance. Because you'll never know what it's like until you're in that situation. And I also had to learn grace through that, because I had to understand that people, when they say words, their intention is good.
Yeah.
And they don't know what they're talking about, but they don't realize they don't know what they're talking about. So I need to give them grace, just like I had been given grace for so many years, because I used to pop off at the mouth all the time. Danielle had no filter in the worst way. So, God brought that back to me too. And so, like, in general, like, the biggest area or foundation that changed with my relationship with God with the birth of Parker was strengthening my communication with him, hearing from him in my discernment, and my seeking understanding and wisdom from him directly.
Yeah.
Like going straight to the plug.
Right.
I grew up in the church, had my ups and my downs. I always had questions, and it was always, I wasn't the typical grow up in the church child. And I left, I ran away, and God brought me back. And really, I used to say that I didn't really need to pray because my mom had Jesus on hotline, remember?
Yeah. Wait, yes. Sharonda, she is a witness. She would always say, I know I'm going to go to heaven because my cousin Shay is her and God are like best. So as long as I stay close to her, I'm good. And I would die laughing, cracking up at that. People are funny.
I would say that's how my mom. I said, my mom got Jesus on speed dial. So, like, I'm afraid, but I'm good.
Like, I'm covered.
And I learned from trial and error firsthand that there is nothing like going straight to the source.
Ooh,
there is nothing like hearing for myself straight from the plug. Okay.
There's nothing like having your own intimate relationship with God. We know that.
Amen. I mean, growth, obviously, Parker's 9. Found out I was pregnant 10 years ago, 2015. So it's been time. You know, the growth and the maturity that I've been able to find, it's unmatched. And I look forward to every single day. Like,
I mean, I've even noticed and recognized, honestly, just the switch and the change in you. And I truly believe it's because you've made up in your soul, your spirit, like, I am going to do this for myself. I deserve this. I know my worth. And even you being yourself and listening to God and listening to yourself, it may not look like it now, but it's going to cause and create and make everyone around you, hey, get it together too. Yeah.
There have been a lot of shifts.
And it's not going to be around me. It's going to be some moving and shaking and baking and tornadoes, but it's going to all come back full circle. But when you let God work, He'll do it.
So much simpler. Like, Larry came over and dyed my hair yesterday, and I was telling her, like, I know it's God when it may not be easy.
Yep.
But it will be simple.
Yep.
Just when I'm really like, when we really walking, and I'm like, okay, we doing this together, God. It's so simple.
It really is.
And there's so much peace.
Because we're walking with Him.
Pardon my peace comes from.
Pardon my peace.
Because you can't shake my peace because it comes from somebody who's so much bigger than anybody.
Like, then we can, like, literally fathom. No, that's really true. So, I agree. Thank you for joining us on Pardon My Peace. And until next time, we love you. Please join us again.
Whenever you need your dose of authenticity, come on back to Pardon My Peace.
Love you.
We just speaking the truth, so sit back, take a seat, and you gon' have to pardon my peace.